Hey, hi. So in this last couple of videos, we have learned a lot about Figma. All the basic building blocks, all the tools, all the primitives required that can help us create our very first design. Also, I have a dream, a urge to create one of the best cafes in the world. Well, a cafe that can serve some of the finest coffee in the world. With that dream of ours, let's create some of the social media posts for our dreamy cafe that we have in our mind. So, how can we get started? Well, to get started, we need two things, or let's say three things. A project file in the Figma that we already have. We'll need our logo as well as a background. So we already have that. So let's just drag and drop in the Figma file. We have it here. We have our logo that is a SVG, and then we have a PNG. So what's the first thing that we do when we design? We press F and we select the template that is reflective of the size that we want to make use of in the design. Since the first design that we're gonna create is for Instagram post, we'll select Instagram from the frames. So let's just drag and drop the design here and you'll see that it will automatically accommodate itself inside the frame. That's good, right? That's super easy. Going ahead, I'll resize it so that we can just frame it off better, right? So that it can just look how we want it to be in there. I think we have it. This makes sense. Cool. Let's also have a logo in here. Well, a lot of time, one of the possible error a lot of you might make is when you see the layer, this is all hierarchical. So if by any mistake, if you have the image layer above the logo layer, you'll not be able to see the logo. The simplest fix is just make sure that the logo is in the top, or you can, change the hierarchy as you want it to be. One of the easiest ways to press command and then use the square brackets. If you press the left square bracket, it will go below the layers. And if you press the right square bracket, then it will go above. We have our first composition ready. We need some text as well. But before text, I want to show some of the properties that we have for each of the different image types. So this is a SVG. That means it is completely vectorized. So we can change a lot of things in here, starting from color. You'll see whatever color I'll choose from the color picker tool, it will just grab the color in here. So that's something real good. What I'll do is I'll select the color similar to the background and then I'll try to have a shade of it. I was not kind of liking the white color. And also this is not our original logo, right? So we had to make some change to it. Now we need a text. Let's write it down as, I think the copy that will like it to be is brewing the finest moments, because coffee is not just coffee, right? It has a lot of beautiful moments brewed with it. We can also try to change the fonts in here that will match the brand style a little bit. Well, now that we don't have a brand style yet, we'll choose a font that resonates better with the feeling that we are trying to create. So let's try and go ahead with the instrument sheriff and see how that looks. We'll increase the size a bit. Okay, that's a lot. I think we can make it 80. We'll have our text in here. Now, there's one more problem. The text is overlapping with the details of the image. There's a way to fix this. A hack that a lot of designers use. That is having a middle layer of a rectangle just above our background image. We'll give it a color. This would be a gradient, by the way. So we'll have the black. We'll have the black on the right, on the left corner, and then we'll have a transparent color on the top right corner. What it does is it will remove some details from the background. Now, I think we can do a lot of other things as well. We can adjust the opacity of this. Let's give it 50. I'll see we have already started seeing the difference. I'll show you the difference, right, that we have created with this layer. You can see we have made sure that we hide a lot of details and the text is coming up a little bit finer. We can also change it a bit. I think white was popping up a lot. So we'll again like pick the color that is resonating with this particular image, and we'll again like change the opacity of the particular color to 0. So you'll notice that we have opacity control at two different levels. The first one is for the specific color and the second one is for the particular fill that we have created. So if I change this, it affects the entire rectangle in a way. And if we just change the color for the particular color, it will just affect the specific color that we selected. Well, and we have something in here, right? It looks very fine to me. There's something that I can actually use for my actual original coffee shop that I'll create later down the line. So the second thing that we can do is we'll try to create a Twitter post with almost the same design, but it would be rectangle in nature. So that some very quick adjustments. We can also extend the width of the middle layer that we created. Well, we can have logo on the right side as well, but just for now, left feels better. Well, a simple design, good practice, that is, just make sure that whenever you are designing something, you have sufficient space, possibly equal space from the left and the right side of things, and it should be consistent overall. You'll notice that Figma also gives you snapping lines, basically guiding lines that will help you make sure that your alignment is perfect and it is completely consistent overall the design. So yeah, we have two posts. Let's just give it some names, and we have our designs ready to be exported. Well, I can export it individually as we did in the previous videos, or we can select it all together and we can hit export. You also have some other options in the export, that is, I can add some suffix. So let's give it a quick suffix named as coffee shop. You can also select different color profiles. So right now I'm just leaving it up on default, that is my sRGB profile that we already have set in. And then yeah, there are some other options, that is ignore overlapping layers or include bounding box. So once you have made sure that you have added the required details in there, we can just export the two different layers that we created and save. And voila, we have our designs in here. Awesome guys, that's it for today. Bye.